Dumpling Days, Chapter 15. Lissy's photo shoot. Makeup at the photographer's studio. Excellent drawing. The photo studio was on the 10th floor of an old building. It wasn't so old that it didn't have an elevator, but the elevator felt rickety. I wonder what that means. I was glad when we got to the right floor, but as we went through the glass doors, I saw that everything was shiny and new and polished like it had all just come out of a magazine. Ni hao, a woman at the desk said. That meant hello. I knew enough Chinese to know that. Grandma spoke to her for a little while and then pointed at Lissy. The woman smiled and then beckoned to Lissy to follow her to another room. Lissy followed the woman, and then we followed Lissy like a parade. In the other room were a counter and a whole wall lined with mirrors. The counter was covered with all kinds of makeup, little tubes of pink and red lipstick, black and gray. Oh, like Sephora. Focus. Pencils, beige powders, and tubs of shimmery brown and blue eyeshadow. It was as if someone had bought everything in the cosmetics aisle in our local pharmacy. Bright light bulbs framed the mirrors, and another wall was hidden by racks of hanging clothes, silky and colorful. It was just like a dressing room for a movie star. Lissy's face lit up as brightly as the light bulbs. The woman said something to Lissy, who looked at Mom to translate. She said you should pick your clothes first, Mom told Lissy. You can choose 3 different dresses. That was fun. We all started looking at the dresses, pushing through them as if we were trying to make waves in water. There were hundreds of pretty dresses, but Lissy was picky. How about this one? Mom would say. This one? Grandma would say. No, Lissy would always reply, shaking her head. Finally, Lissy chose 2 dresses and had only one more left to decide on. I thought Lissy had horrible taste in clothes. One dress was black with, oh, there they are, sequins sewn in the shape of a bow around the waist. The black shirt looked like it was made out of layers of nets and stuck out like an upside-down dandelion. Her other dress was red, with rows of lace that made her look like a cross between a fire engine and a cake. I would have chosen one of the flowing chiffon dresses that had little diamonds sewn into it, or at least the pink silk one with birds embroidered all over the top. Let Grandma choose your last dress, Mom said. She's the one who's giving this to you. Lissy nodded, and Grandma chose a Chinese dress full of color of a blue butterfly. It was long and shiny and had golden feathery pattern all over it. I could tell Lissy was disappointed, but she tried to hide it. Now that Lissy was done choosing her dresses, another woman came in and had Lissy sit in a chair in front of the mirror. The woman looked at Lissy's dresses, took Lissy's chin in her hand, and then said something in Taiwanese to Grandma, and Mom answered. What? Lissy asked. She just wanted to know what kind of makeup you wanted, Mom said. I told her the natural look. Mom might have said the natural look, but what the woman was doing to Lissy was not looking that natural. The woman was brushing a beige color all over Lissy's face like she was painting a wall. Another woman appeared and began brushing and pulling and twisting Lissy's hair. Lissy loved it. Ever since Lissy turned 13 a year ago and said she was officially a teenager because teen was the end of her age, she rarely smiled. I guess she thought she was too old to show that she was happy. But now the corners of her mouth kept creeping up, and her cheeks, the parts that hadn't been painted beige, were blushing pink. One woman motioned for Lissy to close her eyes, and I was expecting her to put some eyeshadow or something like that on Lissy. But she didn't. Instead, she measured Lissy's eyes with her fingers and then cut tiny slices out of a piece of clear sticker paper. Then she peeled the backing from her tiny shapes and carefully stuck them on Lissy's eyelids. What are those for? Then the woman started smearing brown powder that looked like hot cocoa mix on Lissy's eyelids, covering the stickers. She layered more and more powder. some silvery, some charcoal gray, all the way up Lissy's eyebrows. Those she plucked into clean arches, which made Lissy give, I think she had her eyebrows plucked, a little squeal with each pull. Ouch! Now I was glad I wasn't getting my photos done. Okay, she said to Lissy. She wasn't finished, but she meant that Lissy could open her eyes now. Eye folds, Lissy said when she looked at herself. I was mesmerized. Our eyes were one of the biggest differences between us and our classmates in New Hartford. My friends Becky and Charlotte both had creases on their eyelids that made their eyes look round and big. My eyelids were smooth and heavy, which made my eyes look small and slanted. The way they looked when the boys at school used to pull the corners of their eyes to make fun of me for being Asian. Oh my God, that's horrible, Pacey. I can't believe someone did that to her. Can you even see out of your eyes? A boy once asked me. Oh, what a terrible bully. But now Lissy's eyes looked big and round, almost like Becky's, though coated with a lot of makeup. I guess the woman needed to put that much on to hide the stickers. It was strange to see Lissy like that, with one woman dabbing pink into Lissy's lips and another adding fake curls to the top of Lissy's head. Lissy wasn't much like Lissy anymore. When Lissy came out of the dressing room in her black dress, her face looked like a mask of paint, and her hair was like a curled poodle on her head. She was smiling, though. I feel like a movie star, Lissy said. You look like a movie star, Grandma said to her, and Lissy glowed like Christmas lights. But I didn't think she looked that good. They put too much makeup on you, I told her. In photograph will look natural, the woman said. I guess she understood some English. I felt a little bad then. I didn't want her to think that I thought she did a bad job. A man with a camera as large as a shoebox came in to the room then to take Lissy to another room where all the sets were. Better alone, he said to me in broken English when I moved to follow them. Person nervous when other people and bad photo, alone more relax. That meant Mom and Grandma and I stayed in the dressing room while Lissy got her photos done. That was boring. We could hear the clicking and snapping of the camera and the man's instructions. Just small smile, he kept saying to her. No big smile. I thought that should have been easy for her, but I guess this whole thing was making Lissy happy in a way that was unusual. As Mom and Grandma talked, I looked at all the tubs of makeup and brushes and bottles that women had used on Lissy. You need a lot of stuff to look like a movie star. Some of the tubs on the counter reminded me of my ink and brushes and paint in class. I wonder if Audrey Chang thought she looked like a movie star. Probably not. She was full of herself, but she wasn't stupid. I looked at myself in the mirror. I didn't really know if I was pretty. I knew I didn't look like a movie star, but I did hope I was pretty. I didn't put my hair in barrettes anymore. I was too old for that. And Mom was letting me grow my hair long, and it was already a little past my shoulders. I wondered if I should grow it as long as Eva, the girl in my painting class, had grown hers. Her hair looked nice, though it probably took forever to comb. But even if I had really long hair like Eva's, I knew I'd be really pretty like my friend Charlotte in New Hartford was. Charlotte had wavy golden hair and blue eyes. Oh, let me go back there. I knew I'd never really be pretty like my friend Charlotte. Oh, that's terrible. Charlotte had wavy golden hair and blue eyes. Last year at my birthday party, Charlotte had said I wouldn't make a cute couple with Sam Mercer, the boy I liked in school. He had brown eyes and sand-colored hair. She had said it didn't match him because I was Chinese. Oh, that's terrible. More bullying. It's hard to match you in a cute couple, she said. You don't fit anyone else. Ooh, Charlotte doesn't sound very nice. I pulled my eyelids to make my eyes bigger. If I had eye folds, would I be easier to match with Sam Mercer? In the fairy tale, Snow White had black hair, and she wasn't Chinese. Was it just my eyes that made me Asian? Being here in Taiwan, where I didn't know what the foods were where I couldn't read the signs or even ask questions. I didn't feel Asian at all. Maybe eye folds would help me match who I was inside. Oh no, readers, it sounds like our main character here is having a crisis of identity. She's reflecting on some past bullying. She doesn't feel quite uh, fitting in here in Taiwan. I really hope the author does something to make Pacey's life a little bit easier and soon.